I don't know if anybody wakes up in the morning and says to themselves, "Today is the day I'm going to wreck my team." Yet on any other random day, somebody might show up to work and completely destroy what we are trying to accomplish. So how does this happen? And I think that begins with little choices made along the way that undermine team success. And in this video, what I hope to cover is some of the ways that I've learned from the Arbinger Institute, how we erode team trust and undermine success through the inward mindset. While no one gets out of bed and says, "I'm going to destroy my team," people do start the day by talking about how they're going to succeed no matter what. This notion isn't bad, of course, but what impact does it have on the team if we don't check this with basic awareness of others? For example, let's suppose we have a person who worries that their team is not keeping up with the pace of work or quality of work that they see as required for a given task or project. This person's worried about failing to deliver the level of quality that they think is necessary. They begin taking on more of the project task from those around them because they want to see it done right and on time. At first, this is not an issue, but over time, this can begin to create in the mind of the person doing all the work that the rest of the team just isn't quite good enough, or that they are inferior in some way, which means that they see others on their team as incapable or inferior to them. And as time continues, this person begins to feel impatient with those around them, maybe a little indifferent, as though it doesn't matter who they are because they still have to get the work done and get their job done anyway. They may even feel a disdain for other members of the team because they're just in the way. In the end, to this person, the world can feel like a competition because they are out to outperform everybody else on the team now that this is part of their identity, or the team is in trouble and needs them to survive. So thank goodness they are there to save the day. This is what the Arbinger Institute refers to as the better than box. And they refer to this as a box because once you go inside, you're not seeing the reality all around you. You're seeing only the inside walls of the box that you have created for you. You no longer see people, but as an obstacle in your way. The way that this box is outlined in the Arbinger Institute is that the top left box is how I see myself. The top right box is how I see others. The bottom left box might be what I'm feeling as a result of being in this box. And the bottom right box is how I see the world as a result of being in this mindset. So left unchecked, those who get into the better than box can evolve over time and start feeling like their team does not treat them right, that they are not as grateful as they should be, and that they should be receiving more of the credit, which means that they see themselves as worthy of more credit, mistreated, or underappreciated. This can generate emotions such as a feeling of entitlement or feeling like they are deprived of something they deserve and resentful to their team for not giving it to them. And they see the world as a place that is unfair, unjust, and truly owes them something. Now, the Arbinger Institute refers to this as the I deserve box. And this means that in this situation, this person sees those around them as simply tools to obtain merit or gratitude. And you might be listening to this and thinking, this is not my problem at all. For me, what I see is I'm just not as good as everybody. Perhaps I'm deficient in some way. I see myself as broken by life or simply fated from the beginning to always be fourth or fifth best. If this is your attitude, then we have inadvertently placed others in a category as having some advantage that we don't, or a privilege that they started with that we will never have, or they're blessed in some way that makes it impossible for us to achieve what others are doing. As you can imagine, we might feel helpless in this mindset, or jealous or bitter that the world created this for us, or depressed. The world as a whole becomes a difficult place that's somehow against them, no matter what they're trying, or ignoring them. And this is referred to by the Arbinger Institute as the worse than box. In common phrasing, people refer to this as the imposter syndrome, but a psychologist corrected me, saying that in the research literature it's better referred to as the imposter phenomenon, since it really isn't an illness, as would be noted by the term syndrome. This is very common for many people in specific situations to feel less than others around them. If the worse than attitude is not resolved properly, then one person might resolve it by faking that they are okay, trying to be somebody that they're well thought of. But in that regard of faking their way through this, they see others around them as constantly judging them or threatening them, that they need to entertain and keep happy. And this leaves a person feeling quite anxious and afraid, and generates a decent amount of stress at all times when they are in this situation. They see this world as always watching them as a dangerous place, like walking on glass shards and always judging them. That's what is known here as the need to be seen box. Now, there's something else that you should also understand about this, is that these are hyperspecific, which means I could perceive myself as better than one person, then perceive others as though I deserve something from them, and then I could view another group of people through the worse than box because I can't measure up to them, and in other situations feel like I'm always needing to be seen in a specific way in order to feel safe. So this isn't a state of being that one person has for all people at all times. Each one of these boxes can be specific to the time, place, and company, and then switch immediately. Hopefully, there are people in your life and places where you can go where you can feel none of this, where you feel like you're just you and at peace with everything around you and peace with the people you are with. Each one of these inward mindsets can have a negative impact on how we build trust in a team. And the key question is, how do we fix this problem? Whether it be in us or in other people, how do we help improve this? And that'll be the subject of another video.